Fembem, welcome back. Hope you're doing fantastic. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Esther, MsTopacJay. So as most of you babes have been requested, I'm here to do a video basically talking about how I film my YouTube videos and how I edit it. So I'm going to try as much as possible to be detailed. So without rambling on too much, let's just get into this video. If you're to join the Fembem, make sure to join the Fembem. Subscribe down below, please. And be sure to make sure the notification is turned on so that way you don't miss out on any single video from me. Okay, so let's just jump straight into this video. All right, so I've already written notes on what I need to cover in today's video, as you can see. So if you see me looking down, that is exactly why, because I don't want to forget anything, and this is why this is taking me so long to do. And before we go into that, I just want to quickly say thank you so much, babes, for 8,000 subscribers. I am really excited. So I just want to say thank you so much, Fembem. I really appreciate you. And if you are new to my channel, I just want to use this opportunity to say welcome to the Fembem, and I hope you stick around, and I hope we continue to kind of like enjoy each other's company. So I asked you guys on Instagram if you have any other question in terms of how I film my videos, and a couple of you babes said that you also want to see me talk about how I edit it and also how I do my thumbnails. So we're going to cover that in today's video as well. So right from time, I've been trying as much as possible to make use of the minimal space that I have. So I've been filming in my bedroom right from time. So if you have a small space, don't use that as an excuse. You can still do this. You can still film videos, because I have been in the most tidiest situations, but I still find a way to do it. Okay, right now, currently, I'm living in a one-bedroom apartment. My bedroom is right over there, and I am currently filming in my living room. Ever since I moved in here at the beginning of the year, I have been filming in my living room. I have moved things around so many times. So this has really gone through a lot of arrangements, you know. So right now, everything is facing the window, so I have a wider space. I have my computer and everything is in front of me, and it's just very conducive this way, you know. And before, when I was filming in my room, I would have to bring out all my lights and backdrop, or just set my environmental background and everything before I start filming. And when I'm done, I have to like move it back out of the way, because you know my niece always comes to my room and I can't leave it up, and also because I have a small space, a small bedroom, you know. So but now that I film my living room, all the lights, camera, everything is always like permanently up. Next on the list is filming organization. So basically this is about like how I organize myself to film. So first, once I have the concept down, the night before or the day that I'm gonna film, or a few hours before I'm gonna film, I have two of these trays. I grab my tray and I just go through my drawers and grab the products that I'm going to need for the video. And once I'm done, I put it on the table ready to film, so that when I'm ready to film, everything is right in front of me. I don't have to be getting up and, you know, picking the things that I need. Okay, and then I decide on a backdrop. Do I want to grab my fabric backdrop, or do I want to use environmental backdrops? By environmental backdrops, I mean like just using props like plants. Like currently I have this big huge fake plant behind me, which was actually next to my TV before, but I want it behind me. Now if I really want a fabric backdrop, I have to use the two lighting stands that's right here that I have bulbs on at the moment. These stands, that's what I use for my backdrops. I just grab a fabric, and I mainly go to a fabric store and buy fabrics. But now I just like, because I've got bed sheets, I've got different kinds of stuff. I've even used my carpet before as a backdrop, which is a red shaggy rug carpet. I've even gone as far as using these things. I don't know what, I think it's called a play mats, you know, these rubber mats right here. You've seen it in my recent videos, and my camera really just makes it look perfect, you know. And also I make sure the battery is charged, because I just got on a camera and I only have the one battery at the moment. There's nothing worse than the battery dying while you're filming and having to wait for it to finish charging before you continue filming, literally, you know. In terms of equipment, let's go straight into the light. So in terms of lightings, I have five lighting systems actually. I have 5 lights that I use in general, 3 in front of me and 2 behind me. So I've got 2 soft boxes in front of me. The soft boxes, I purchased them from eBay a long time ago. But when I first started, I used to use umbrella lights, and I actually filmed a video of me setting up the umbrella lights, but I deleted it like a ninny. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, the bulbs that came with the umbrella lights is what I use for my background. So there's 2 soft boxes I have here. I bought them from eBay about 2 years or so ago in 2016, and the soft boxes include 4 bulbs in each softbox. So the bulbs are 135 watt bulbs that produce 5,500 Kelvin. It's important to know the Kelvin, especially because the Kelvin is a color temperature, and the Kelvin temperature has helped me in setting the lighting in my camera just right. And I bought them from Cowboy Studios on eBay. I also have a ring light right behind the camera, which is a little bit higher than the camera. I used to have it from the camera, but I didn't like the fact that it always kind of blows out the products that I'm showing to you guys, but now like it doesn't blow it out and it just shows the product perfectly. So I've got it right behind the camera. And the ring lights I purchased from AliExpress, which, funny story, the first time I bought the ring light, I remember plugging it in and all the lights in the house went poof. You know, it just, everything went off, and the person wouldn't really refund my money but gave me like a fraction of it back. So I still bit the bullet and bought it on AliExpress the second time anyway, because I couldn't find what I wanted on eBay. And the one that I bought comes with a dimmable fluorescent light. There's one that you can buy that's LED lights. My sister has that one and it's good as well, but this one is by a brand called Nangoen. So the outer perimeter is 18-inch and the inner circle is 14-inch, and it's a dimmable fluorescent light. This one also produces 5,500 Kelvin. I'm gonna try as much as possible to find a link and put them down below for you babes, okay? So the background lights behind me, as I mentioned, is the lights that came with the umbrella lights that I was using when I first started. And I still have the videos where I was using the umbrella lights on my channel. I'm gonna put a link to those down below, maybe overlay it now, I don't know. So I just kind of feel the need to light up my background, because when it's off, it's a little bit dark and I don't really like that. The other one is on right there. Let me just turn it off. Like, I'm not a big fan of a dark background. As you can see, like, it just looks a little bit gloomy. I don't like videos looking gloomy, you know? That's why I always kind of light up the background a little bit, and it just kind of gives life to the background, you know? And I only use daylight when I'm kind of filming a foundation test, and I want to show you babes what the foundation looks like in daylight. I don't really use daylight to film. Nah, the sun goes up and down, you know? Everyone that says, yo, just use daylight, you're good to go. If you live in the kind of place that I live in Melbourne, it's unpredictable. You can't really like rely on daylight like that, you know? But yeah, so that's why I don't necessarily film with daylight. All right, so now let's talk about cameras. So the first camera that I used when I first started filming is the Nikon Coolpix L820 camera. I remember buying this when I was going to a wedding way before I knew that I could actually post on YouTube. And this camera right here is battery operated. It's not fantastic. I remember that no matter what quality of batteries that I buy, when I am filming, literally 5 minutes later, it says battery low. Oh, and also the camera doesn't have a viewfinder, like a flip out screen, so I used to put a mirror behind it so I can see myself when I am filming. I filmed with this for a few months and I was like, it's time to let it go. I need to let it go. And the second camera that I bought after that, this one I found it when I was researching cameras to buy. The second one is the Sony A5000 camera, and I really love this camera, and I loved it as well when I was using it to record. And I even broke the lens and repurchased the lens again. It was really funny. I loved it, but I kind of outgrew quickly. But if you were looking for a startup camera, this is really nice because it has a flip out screen, you know, and the aperture is 3.5 to 5.6. You can get a blurry background or whatever with it, but you have to be really far away from your subject, from your backdrop, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is a really good beginner level or beginner entry camera. I sold this to my sister. She outgrew it quickly as well. So that's the second camera that I was using, but I outgrew that really quickly, and I jumped on the bandwagon and purchased the Canon 700D. This is my first DSLR camera. The Sony A5000 is a mirrorless camera, and I remember I just went to the store and I was like, I want to get this. I want to get this because I could buy it without paying for it and then just pay it installmentally, you know. At the time, I just really wanted something different, so that's why I went for the Canon 700D, or T5i as those of you in America calls it. This camera served me really well. I used this for the longest time up until a few weeks ago when I bought the new camera that I'm using right now. It's a really good quality camera. I filmed a lot of my videos with this camera. It served me really well, and I bought it with the lens, the body and the lens. The lens itself is a EFS 18 to 55 millimeter lens, so I can't remember the aperture range of this, but I believe it started from 3.5 up to 5.6. I can't necessarily remember, but I can get a nice blurry background with this lens on this camera. And this one also has a viewfinder, which is fantastic. I really absolutely love this camera. The lens that comes with the camera itself has a nice zoom range, you know. It's not the longest, but it's better than another lens that I bought recently with this camera, and that lens is the always talked about Sigma 18 to 35 millimeter f1.4 lens. That lens is absolute twat to me. Like, the day that I bought it and I tried it, I returned it the second day. Okay, I just did not see the point of that lens. The zoom range in the lens that comes with the 700D was far better than the zoom range in the Sigma 18-35mm lens. I don't understand why people are yelling and talking about it. Maybe it's because of the aperture, but honestly, girl, the main reason why I wanted another lens was to have a nice zoom range. Why would I have a lens that I bought for almost $1,000 with a lower zoom range as a YouTuber? Hell nah. So I had to return that real quick. Another camera that I have in my collection or whatever is the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II. This camera right here is a smaller version of the Canon DSLR cameras. I kid you not. This is fire in a pocket size. It has an aperture of f1.8 and I just really like this. So I mainly use this to vlog and also to show you guys what foundations look like in daylight when I'm filming a foundation test. Okay, so let's talk about lens. Let's talk about lens, baby. Let's talk about you and me. So the lens that I am currently using right now, and I also used for the longest time with the 700D, is the Canon 50mm f1.8 lens. It's also called a Nifty 50 as well. I actually did a video, first impression video on the lens, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. I'm just going to put a link to that down below so you can go and check it out. And my excitement and everything, I was really excited. The Nifty 50 lens is very affordable. I actually bought it secondhand for like 50 Australian dollars. And in store it's about $100 or whatever. Like, it's the most affordable lens I have ever purchased and it is amazing. Do you see this background right here, the blurriness? It's the lens that's giving me that, literally. Now the camera I'm using at the moment is the Canon 80D camera. I have heard so much great things about this camera right from time, and I have always wanted to get it because I really want a good quality camera. Even though my 700D was a good quality camera, I wanted a better quality camera because the difference between the 700D and the 80D is the autofocus. The autofocus on the 80D is so much better. It's just so much crisper and you can see everything. Like, it's not focusing in and out, especially with the lens on it. I know you guys remember because I've gotten so many comments from you babes saying that you're feeling a little bit dizzy when you're watching my videos. That was because this camera right here doesn't have a really good autofocus. Like, no matter where I go, it doesn't keep focusing in and out, and it's just amazing. But when I was in the 700D with the lens and all that, I would have to sit down like a robot. Like, I can't really be animated and just move my hand around because I'm gonna be out of focus for the longest time, you know what I mean? So I really like the 80D. So there, do you see that? That is just amazing. I love it. So the camera is about 2 arms length away from me right now, and that's because of the Canon 50mm lens that I have, because it's a fixed lens, it's not a zoom lens, so I'll have to move it a little bit further away so it's not too close to me, because if it's right in front of me, I'll literally be right here in your face. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, all right, here we go. This is what it looks like. This camera is an absolute beast. So right now it is currently off, so let's just turn it on so I can show you guys what my current camera setting is. Currently there's no memory card in it because I am currently editing the first part of this video. So I'm always filming on manual mode and my tracking is always on auto tracking, so that way whenever I move, the camera will always focus on me. And I'm currently filming on full HD 50p. This is the highest quality this camera has, which is fantastic. And I custom set my white balance. And so I had to custom my white balance, especially after watching David Graham's video. I'm going to put a link to the video down below as well. I learned the different Kelvin or color temperature that each lighting system has. Since then, I've been able to enjoy this camera much better, because when I first got it, I just thought, oh, just attach it, you're good to go. But when I did that, the lighting kept changing the color temperature. Like, if I hold up something to the camera, the color temperature would change, and I hated that. And especially for filming foundation test videos, that's not good, do you know what I mean? So I didn't like it at all. I'm sure you guys noticed that already. So I had to research how to stop color temperature from changing in camera, and that's how I stumbled upon David's video. So when we hit the menu right here, this is where my white balance setting is. So right now it's currently at 5,300. I was gonna put it at 5,500, but I realized the color was a little bit off, so I just kind of left it at 5,300 Kelvin, because that's kind of really close to the color temperature of my light. And my white balance correction is at B5M7. It's basically like a color temperature tone. So if I move move it a little bit further up and whatnot, it will kind of change the tone. So I'm kind of down here, which is closer to my melanin skin, you know what I'm saying? And picture style is set at standard. Sharpness strength is set at 5. Contrast is at -1 because I don't want to look orange. And saturation is at +1 so that we don't have to do too much in post-production. You know, when I'm editing, I put color tone at +1 as well to really go well with my white balance color correction as well. Aperture is at 1.8, which is the lowest aperture the lens that's attached to this camera can do. And my ISO is at 100. The higher the number of the ISO, the brighter the image is going to be. The lower the number of the ISO, the less brighter the image is going to be. And if I put it on auto, there will be inconsistency in the lightings that's coming into the camera. And in terms of the shutter speed as well, the higher the number is, the darker the video is going to be. The lower the number is, the brighter the video is going to be. So I can always leave it on 50, which is the lowest, so that way like you guys can see my skin color, and I don't look like a confused melanin girl. So if you're standing behind the camera, this is what you'll be seeing. So this is what the lighting setup looks like. So one is by the wall right there, it's kind of angled towards my face, and the other one is also angled towards my face as well. And we also have the ring lights behind the camera. The camera is sitting on the tripod. My IKEA drawer is behind the lights. This is where I store my makeup, and I film with the IKEA Mickey desk. I've been using this for a while now, so I really like having this long table to film. It just gives me a lot of room. And that chair right there, as you can see, that's the chair that I sit on. It's just a basic standard office chair, and that is my background. Look at how unblurry the background looks here, isn't it interesting? And those are the two lights, and that's the position of the two lights to kind of light up my background. So once again, this is an overview of where I film. And I always turn on my living room lights as well to light up my head, and I'm really grateful that I actually have a light right almost above where I sit, you know what I mean? So the area where I film, like there's a carpet on the floor there, and I also place these boards, these play mats here as well to kind of catch any makeup residue that's going to drop on the floor. So in terms of filming, even though the Canon LED comes with a viewfinder, I still need an extra viewfinder to be able to see myself right in front of me. So I use my computer as a viewfinder. The computer I'm using is the Imac 21.5-inch camera, laptop. Computer, the iMac computer. I also sometimes use my MacBook Air laptop as well as a viewfinder. And the software that I downloaded for this purpose is called EOS Utility. If you go on the Canon website, so just Google EOS Utility for blah. You can only download it for Canon cameras, I believe. It's only for Canon cameras, and it will take you to the link, or just go straight to Canon website, and it will ask you for the operating system that you're using, either Windows or iOS, which is Apple, and then you'll be able to download it. So that's what I currently use as a viewfinder. So I have an HDMI cord that runs from the camera straight to the computer. So when I am filming, this is what I see. So basically I am right here sitting on the chair right now, okay? And there's the camera, so let's just turn it on. And once I turn it on, the EOS utility that's on my computer will basically automatically turn on. And all I have to do is click remote setting, click live view shoot, and voila, here we go. Yeah, now you see me. Okay, so basically when I'm ready to record, I can record using the EOS utility right here. I'll just press record, but I can't right now because there's no memory card in the camera. And I can kind of change the composition of my recording and also my color temperature as well. Another gadget that I have here is this remote. I bought this remote on eBay. This is the remote for Canon. So I use this to take my pictures. And there's an option in the camera that I can select to turn on wireless remote or wireless control. And you can even use the remote to start and stop recording. There's an option right here. It's currently on 1, which means taking picture, and then the 2 is to either stop or start recording. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and drink some water, take a break, and I'm gonna come back and talk about editing. All right, so here we go. So now I've got my laptop right here, just on the table right here. I do use my iMac to edit my videos, but for convenience sake, I like to grab my laptop and edit with it, so that way I can sit down on the couch and watch some TV or take it to my room and all that, you know what I'm saying? So my hard drive, this is my passport hard drive. The size of this is 4 terabytes. So it's currently connected to my laptop, and my memory card is currently connected to my laptop as well, but that doesn't really need to be connected anymore because I've already exported the the video clips from earlier from the memory card into my hard drive. So everything is saved on my hard drive, including the editing software. So the software that I use to edit my videos is Final Cut Pro. So here we are. This is what Final Cut Pro looks like when you open it. If you do not have Apple computer, you will not be able to use Final Cut Pro because it's exclusively available for Apple computers. But if you do have Apple computer and you cannot afford Final Cut Pro, because Final Cut Pro is about 400 or 500 Australian dollars here, okay, and it's about $300 to $400 in the US. You can download iMovie for free from the App Store. And if you do not have a computer like a laptop or a computer, and you have an iPad, you can edit your video using iMovie on your iPad and also on your iPhone as well. Now, if you don't have any Apple products whatsoever, there's another software that's available that's called Premiere, but the downside to that is you pay $50 or so per month, and that one is much more expensive compared to Final Cut Pro, but that's another option. Oh, by the way, if you have Apple products, you can also download Final Cut Pro to try for 30 days. All right, so now what we're going to do is we want to create a library. Basically, a library is a place where you store the file of the things that you're editing. So you just save that on your computer, or better yet, if you're using your hard drive to edit your videos, you just save it on your hard drive. So my hard drive is already connected, so I'm just going to go ahead and just take my mouse up to the top screen here and select file, and then I'm going to select new and create a new library. So let's just title this editing 101, I don't know, and I'm going to save this on my hard drive. And now that we've created a library, now we need to create a new project. So the project basically is going to be the video that we're going to edit. So now we're going to go back to the file again and select new project, and let's title it How I Edit. Don't worry too much about the time code, I don't mess with it. My camera films in 1080p, full HD actually, so we're just gonna leave the video format in 1080p HD. The resolution is 1920 by 1080, which is basically the size of the screen, and the rate is 50 frames per second. We're just gonna leave that there as well. So our library has been created, and our project has been created. So now we're gonna start editing. Okay, so I've already transferred the videos from my memory card to my hard drive. So now I'm gonna select this button right here, this arrow button. It's just to import medias, and once you click that, I'm then gonna go ahead and click my hard drive and just gonna find the video that I want to edit. So this is the clips that I need to edit. So I'm gonna select it, and I'm gonna press Command on my keyboard and select the rest. Once I'm done with that, I'm also going to select this voice recording option right here, because that's my voice recording for this video. In terms of recording and all that, as you guys know, and I have shown you babes already in many videos, in multiple videos, I use a microphone. This is the lapel microphone that I use to record my voice when I am filming. This one specifically is the Rode Smart Lav Plus Lavalier microphone. It was expensive, but it's worth it. It's the best thing. It's just it's improved the quality of my audios, and I really like that. It's a mic that attached to my chest, and it has a cord, and you have to plug it into your phone to record your voice. I'm using this one right now. This is a 6S Plus, even though I've already switched phones and I'm currently using the 7 Plus or whatever, and I'm using this because I have to grab the adapter of the 7 Plus so I can use my voice recording with it, and I'm like, I still have this, I might as well just keep using the 6S to record my voice, you know. So I have to attach it to my phone and then go to my voice recording app and press record, and also press record on the camera at the same time and clap 3 times, so that way when I am editing, I'll be able to just align my voice recording to my video clips. And we're gonna select import selected. So now it's importing, and while it's importing, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab all the videos with the exception of the recording, and then I'm gonna drag it onto the timeline right here. I'm just gonna give it a second to get it together. So I'm just gonna press Z on my keyboard, which is basically to zoom out so I can see the video properly. And the main thing that I'm looking for is this little spikes right here. That's the spikes for my audio. That's what I'm gonna use to align the recording. Okay, so this is the first clip. I'm just gonna grab the first voice recording, which is just labeled Draws Makeup, I don't know, and I'm gonna drag it to the timeline as well. So you can see here that the separate audio recording also has 3 spikes as well. So what I need to do now is just align it together. Now there's another option. I can basically just select both the video clip and the audio clip and then go ahead and match it together using the Final Cut Pro itself. But I noticed that when I do that, my voice kind of lags a little bit and I hate it. So I would rather like do it manually myself. And it's a little bit of an extra work, but I prefer that. So I'm just gonna make sure it's aligned to that spike in the video file. And now I'm gonna drag the audio and align the spike or the line together. So now when we play it, so as long as I can't hear any like feedback, any inconsistency in the audio, I know that it's properly lined up. So let's just listen to my voice for a second.
Hey friend Ben, welcome back.
Perfect. So that is perfectly lined up. So now that I am happy with it, as you can see, like I don't need all these areas. These are the areas where I'm literally just like getting ready to talk. So I'm just gonna select both files, both the video file and the audio file, and I'm gonna press Command B on my keyboard. That's just basically gonna cut it. So this first part right here, I'm gonna press delete and that's deleted. So now the first audio file is done. Oh, look at my eyes. So basically I'm now gonna go ahead and align the video clip to the audio clips and I will be right back. All right, here we go. We're excited to get this video going. She's also very excited as well. So I've already aligned the audio clip to the video clip. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and select all the video clips. So I'm just gonna constrict the video in the timeline first by selecting this button here and just selecting the minus button so that way I can see all my work in one place without having to scroll like into oblivion. So I've just highlighted them all just by, you know, clicking and dragging. And I'm gonna go to this option up here, the volume option, and I'm just going to select 0 so that that arrow can come up and just drag it to the end. So that way there's no volume on the actual video clip itself. Now, I could easily right click and select detach audio, but I don't do that just in case I made a mistake in editing and I need to realign the audio again. This way I can still have my audio that came from the video clip itself. Does that make sense? So now that we've kind of removed the audio from the video file itself, I'm gonna highlight the voice recording as well, and I'm gonna come up to the volume option and just increase that to the max to 12. So now I'm gonna press Z again and just zoom out so I can see what I'm about to start editing. Now the actual work begins. So what I do generally, I just start my face looks so funny. So generally I just start playing it and I cut out any buts and all that stuff, and sometimes I end up putting it in the bloopers. Looks like this intro was actually quite good. So let me just play this again from here because I see these obvious gaps right here. You see these gaps? That's probably when I kind of like just stop talking for like a millisecond. So I don't like that. I like my video to be like bam 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 boom, you know. So I don't know what that means. Let me just play that again.
My name is Esther, MsTopacJay.
So I kind of took a breath there. I don't really like that little space. So I'm just going to select it, press B, cut it, and then I'm going to delete it.
Hi, my name is Esther, MsTopacJay. So in today's video,
there we go. That's much better. And this way the video won't be unnecessarily long either.
MsTopacJay. So in today's video, I want to do my full...
Like, why? So this part right here, I'm gonna cut it as well. I'm just a little bit anal about stuff like this, you know what I mean? So yeah.
So I want to do my full face using products that I set aside for a certain reason, you know, basically
so this part right here, I'm also gonna cut it. So these little gaps right here, I'm just gonna cut it. I like to get rid of it so that way the video can just run smoothly without too much in between, you know what I mean?
You know, basically some products in here I've been put in here so I can make sure I use.
Yeah, so see that part where I said
products in here
so I'm gonna cut that part out.
Some products in here I've been put in here so I can make sure I use it.
So I said some products in here I've been put in here. That's just like it's just weird, like a double negative. So I'm gonna cut it and make it to be some products have been put in here. So I'm just gonna remove this. Let's play that again.
For a certain reason, you know, basically some product I've been put in here.
Perfect.
The first primer that I have in here is the Revolution.
So you see that quick jump right there?
In here, the first...
See, because I was turning to one side in this clip, and this side, and this clip right here I was facing forward, so there was that jump. So to kind of eliminate that jump, I'm going to like make it kind of flow into each other nicely. So to do that, basically we're going to come to this option right here. This button here, it's basically where the transitions are. And I'm going to click it and I'm just going to select a transition that's just going to make it go smoothly. This is where the transitions are kept. Like it depends on what you're after. You can select this one. This is kind of like easily make it fade in and out. Let's just use cross dissolve. And I'm just going to minimize it a bit.
Primers in here. The first
see, there you go. Isn't that better? And another thing that's right here as well is the effect. So basically when you come here, you can drag any of these things on top of your video and it will give your video that whatever effect you select from here. So for example, I want this camcorder or whatever to be on my video, I'll just basically select it and drag it on top of the video clip. And you see, so you can select whatever effect you want to have, depends on what you're after, you know. So now I'm gonna keep editing, but before I go, the main things that I kind of reach for in Final Cut Pro, things like text. So this is where texts are. There's sound effects up here as well, but mine is not loading at the moment. I don't know why. So there's text and there's also generators, basically backgrounds that you can use, you know, that you can pop on top of your videos. So say for example, I'm going to write the name of the primer that I'm showing on the screen. I will go ahead and go to titles, you know, text titles, and then select just anyone. I just select basic title. You don't just select anyone. If you select this one, for example, this is what the title is going to look like, and that light is going to flash in, and anybody got time for that? So it depends on what you're after. There's so many options. So say I want to write Revolution Pro Prime. So there we have a text. We're not just gonna leave it like this. That's a little bit boring. So we're gonna come to this window here. I'm going to press Command A to highlight it, and then I'm going to change the format. I basically most of the time like to use American typewriter. Another one that I like is this one. It's called Benko. Maybe it's new, I had to download online, but let's just use American typewriter. Let's not use that, it's a bit boring. Let's use this one. Let's use this one for now. So I'm just gonna have this here, and then we're gonna change the color. So I'm gonna scroll down. So you select face, make sure this blue mark is on, select show, and then like right now it's on white, and I can change whatever color I want to change it to. I'm just gonna change it to black because I want to put it in the upper corner. And now I'm gonna drag the text itself. To drag, you need to make sure this one right here, this two right here is on blue, which means it's on. Or if you want to crop anything that you place on your video, you just select crop and you can crop, you know. So I'm just going to select transform, and I'm going to move it up here, and I'm going to come to this window right here, and I am going to drop it down so that way everything can show. You can also put a bunch of effects on the text itself by selecting this button right here, and you can put a lot of options like 2D, you have 3D styles. Say for instance, if I go to 2D and I want it to look a bit gradient or whatever, I just select full 3D, or you can make it, say for instance, offset, you know, Cardi B is quaking. You know what I mean? So there's so many options here that you can use, but I'm just gonna leave it like this. This is not gonna be there at the end of the video because there's no point of me writing the name of the product when I'm already saying it, and I'm also gonna put it in the description box as well. Okay, so I am gonna keep editing because this video is already so long as it is, and then I'm gonna come back if there's anything new for me to show y'all. Okay. All right, so here we go. A day later, we are done. I finished editing the video, like rough cut editing the video 3 hours after I finished speaking to you guys, but I kind of gave it a rest so I can take a break. And then the next day, here we are. So the things I've done so far is add transitions in the area that transitions need to be added. I've also added this burst thing that I downloaded off of YouTube. You know how when I say, let's get straight into this video, and I snap basically. So that's where I had the burst. I've also added my Instagram logo and whatnot up in the screen as well. I need to add my name, my signature right down here, which we'll do in a second. Also, I've added my subscribe button on the screen, and I've already added my name signature, which I did myself in Keynote. I'm not going to include a tutorial on that in this video because that's just going to take a long time, but I do have a similar tutorial to this already that I uploaded on my channel about a couple of years ago. So now we've got my intro, and I haven't color corrected the video. I've only color corrected one clip to see how much of a color correction that I want to put on this particular video. My color correction depends on the kind of video. If I'm doing a foundation test video, I hardly color correct foundation test videos, and if I'm doing just makeup videos and whatnot, I just like to color correct it, kind of give more life to it. As you can see, like this particular clip right here has been color corrected, so this looks more lively, you know, compared to this clip that's not color corrected. So this color correction right here is what I'm going to apply. So basically, when you select your clip, this option right here is where you see your color correction. So this one right here is to edit the clip itself. You can zoom in and out the scale, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And the next one right here, the triangle, if you've updated your Final Cut Pro, is the color correction. So you can go to saturation, bump it up, reduce it, bump it up, whatever you want to do with it. Exposure, you can increase exposure, which is just the light of the video, or reduce the light. You can change the color. So what I'm going to do now before I continue editing is I'm going to select this clip, because you cannot select all the clips at once and try to color correct, because it doesn't recognize it when you have multiple selection, as you can see. So you have to do it clip by clip. But the way I kind of bypass that is by color correcting one particular clip, because I've already cut all the same, because I've already cut the clips, as you can see, you know, through power of editing. So what I do is just select the clip, one particular clip, I color correct that particular clip, and then I use that as my test or my dummy or whatever. So I'm just gonna click on it, and I'm gonna press Command C to basically copy that clip. So now I'm gonna go ahead and select all the other clips while pressing down Command on my keyboard. So now I'm gonna go up here to edit, and I'm going to select paste attribute, and I'm just gonna uncheck volume because it doesn't matter. The only thing I want to paste from the clip that I selected is the color correction. So color board, I'm gonna make sure the effect is ticked and color board is ticked, and select paste. Now the color correction has been applied to every clip that I selected, as you can see. So now I want to do my intro, you know, the slow-mos and all that. So I need to figure out what music I want to use. I think I'm gonna use the music I was actually singing. You are my only one. Yep, I think I'm gonna use that particular song because that was stuck in my head. And whenever I'm doing a slow-mo, I always kind of feel a little bit awkward. I end up just pulling crazy faces like this. That's me. Okay, so I'm gonna go and find that song. So it's probably in my hard drive. Covers. You love me, you love me, you love me, you love me, you. Kiki. He also covered Kiki in the same song. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Do you love me? Yep, that is it. Perfect. While we're at it, let me explain the whole song situation. So if you want to use covers of a song, try and use 30 seconds or less, or try not to use it at all, because you don't want your videos to be copyrighted, okay? And if you want to use a song without worrying about your video being copyrighted and all that, I would highly suggest you go on YouTube and search No Copyright Sound. This YouTube channel right here, they're amazing. They produce a lot of songs almost every day, literally, or every other day, and all their songs on their channel has no copyright on it, and the only thing they request you to do is to put credit in the description of your video. Okay, now another option which I do use quite often is finding music in YouTube's Creator Studio itself. So when you click your face or whatever, just click Creator Studio. So if you scroll down, if you just go down to Create and you go to Audio Library, you can find tons and tons of songs here that doesn't have copyrights whatsoever. So you can find really nice beats for your videos, especially for your like background music. Now, if you go to music policies right here, this is another place where you can find the copyright information for any song you're interested in using. So say, for example, Gangnam Style, if you use this song here, it's telling you that if you use it, yes, it can be viewed worldwide, but you cannot monetize your video. And if you use a cover of the song, it can be used worldwide, it can be viewed worldwide, and you can monetize your video, but you'll be sharing your revenue with the company that's claiming monetization or whatever on your video. Okay, so I'm just gonna drag that song that I want to use, this one right here, and I'm gonna drag it to the timeline just below the video itself. I'm gonna go and find the area where it was singing what I was saying here. So I only want this beginning to be like 15 seconds. I don't want it to be longer than that. You are my. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop it here. I really hope there's no more good clips. And I'm gonna select this one right here where I'm looking up, and I'm gonna come up here to this time situation right here and click it, and I'm gonna select slow 50%. It's just gonna slow it down a bit. Slow 25% basically like slows it down a lot, and 10% slows it down a whole lot. So I just want 50%. Nope, I don't need that shit. Okay, so right now it's at 13 seconds. I think that's all I need. So it's stopping right there. And I'm gonna drag this cursor right here so that way the song will fade out. There you go. Let's just scroll to the end here. I've already added my outro. I have an already made outro ready to go. I think I kind of want to add some light effect to the video. So I'm going to go to my transitions and select light. And I usually like flash. So I'm going to put flash in between the first and the second clip. I'm going to put flash in between the second and the third clip as well. And I'm going to put a feature on top of this one. So I'm going to go to the next button right here, just to the effect. And I'm going to select light, and I'm going to pick this artifact, which is just like light bubble, you know, on the screen. And I'm going to go to this section right here, and I'm going to select this option, you know, the position. I want to change the position from this side to put it on this side, because right now it's on my face. So I want it to be on the left side of the screen. There we go. And then I'm going to change the colors, kind of match the tree in the background. So I kind of want to look for a green that's really close to the tree. I think that's okay. There we go. It's just for a short time, you know. I think I'm okay with that. So what I would do now is just basically export the video by pressing this one right here. Select master file, and then I will save it on my hard drive. I'm not going to do that now because I'm definitely going to have to watch this video over and over again to make sure it's perfect, okay? I'm just going to insert me explaining this particular part to you guys, okay? Take it away, other Esther. I do my thumbnail using a program called Keynote on Apple. Keynote is only available on Apple. If you don't have Apple, you can use a website called PicMonkey. They're really good as well. I used that for the longest time until I realized I could use Keynote on my computer, okay? So basically, once I open Keynote, I just have to create a new document, and I always kind of select the white version. And the standard size for thumbnail is 1280 by 720p. I'm just gonna enter 1280 by 720, and as you can see, it's wider. I'm just gonna find a photo that I want to use as a thumbnail. So let's just go back to this video and just try and find a thumbnail. I don't know, let me just use a temporary one for now. So most of the time I'll just do a screenshot of the screen right here, but I noticed that when I do that, the image kind of looks a little bit blurry. So I'm just gonna go to the export option right here, and I'm gonna select save current frame, and it's just gonna save that image. So here we go, it is done. Share successful. That is fantastic. I'm just gonna go and find it. So there's the image. I'm just gonna click down on it and drag it to my Keynote. And you might have noticed that my thumbnails has like color in the perimeter of my thumbnails. That is because I add the color there myself, so that way like my thumbnail can kind of pop out of multiple thumbnails, you know what I'm saying? And if I want to add text, I just select text and I type how I film my YouTube videos. Let's make it bigger, why not? And then I'm gonna add a bar. Gonna change the color to black. Gonna change the color of the text to white. So say this is what my thumbnail is. This is definitely not what my thumbnail is gonna be, but that is basically how I create my thumbnail. And to save it, I could easily just click file and export and all that, but most of the time I have multiple thumbnails already created right here. So I just basically click Command Shift 4 and take a screenshot of this. And boom, we have a thumbnail. So if I go to my desktop, there we go, we have a thumbnail. So here we go. So to export the video from my Final Cut, like if I was done editing, I'll just go ahead and click that export once again and click master file, and then go next, and then go ahead and export it, save it to my hard drive. And once that is done, I then go ahead and convert the file, which also condenses the size of the file itself. So that way it's quicker for me to upload when I upload uploading it to YouTube. So say for instance, this is the video that I posted recently. As you can see right here, the size is 42 gigabytes. 42 gigabytes for a 24-minute video. But when I converted it, it reduced the size to 1.15 gigabytes, changed it to MPEG, and it was faster to upload. It literally only took about 6 to 7 minutes to upload to YouTube. And if I was going to upload the 43 gigabyte size video, it would have taken so many hours to upload. So the software that I use to do that is called Handbrake. This is what the icon looks like. So when you want to convert, just select open source and select the video you want to convert, and then click open. And I click web optimize, and I go ahead and click start. So it just starts converting, and down here is going to show the duration of the conversion and the progress of the conversion basically. So once the video is done converting, I come to YouTube and I click the upload button right here, upload video. It's going to minimize the window right here so I can see what I'm doing, and then I just basically go and find the video that I want to upload. Let's just do this as a tester. I just drag it onto the screen and it automatically starts to upload, and then I go ahead and fill in my description, yada 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 yada, find my tags, click custom thumbnail, and attach the thumbnail that I have already created. As you can see, we're just doing a tester right here so you can see, and boom, thumbnail has been created. Yeah, so that is my current editing and uploading process. Cancel upload. Thank you very much. All right, so I am back now that we've covered editing. And by the way, please ignore any abnormalities or whatever on my face. I literally just touched on my lipstick. It is currently 3:54 a.m. right now, so I've been filming and editing for the past 12 hours. Okay, honestly, if you haven't started YouTube yet and it's something you're considering, you need to go into YouTube because you want to do it, not because you want to do it for the sake of being famous or for the sake of earning money. Because honestly, girl, it is very, very stressful, I am telling you. Even though it's rewarding in some parts of my life, especially because it gives me a different kind of outlet to kind of channel my energy into, and it's fantastic. But at the same time, it also comes with a lot of stress. Okay, I just thought I'd let you know that it's a whole lot of process. You know, some days filming can take me about 12 hours like today, because this particular video right here is a lot to film. I can be a little bit anal at times, and I want to be really detailed in my descriptions, in everything I say. So videos like this definitely do take a little bit longer. It depends on the kind of video. Some makeup videos take me about 3 hours to film and takes me about 6 to 7 hours to edit. Some videos take me about 2 hours to edit and takes me about 4 hours to film. You know, most of the time, like my makeup video footage can be about 3 hours long, and I have to like condense it to like 15 minutes. So it's a whole lot of process, but at the same time, you still get to learn a lot about the process and a lot about yourself as well. You just have to keep researching the things that might work for you. And when I started, I quickly realized that Apple products is the best way to go in terms of like, you know, editing and all that, because I was using a Windows computer and I was very limited in the amount of things that I could do. So yeah, what else can I say? If you have any other question, please do feel free to comment it down below. If there's anything that I did not cover in today's video, please feel free to comment it down below as well, and I can respond to your comments or do a little brief Insta tutorial or Snapchat tutorial, whatnot, on how I do specific things. I'll put some links down below to some videos that I watched when I was getting started. Anyway, I need to end this video now because I am running on empty at the moment and it's currently 4 a.m. So I have been filming and editing this particular video for the past 12 hours. Anyway, so that is it, babes. I hope you found this video helpful, babes. I am so sorry if I didn't mention some particular things, but I'm pretty sure I covered everything that I possibly can. I covered everything that is in my notes right here, which was my goal, and I'm glad I achieved it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for joining the FamBam. And if you're yet to join the FamBam, make sure you join the FamBam right now. Okay, today's FamBam shout out is Shamara Grant. Thank you so much for your support, babe. I appreciate you, and I appreciate every single one of you, FamBam. Thank you so much once again for 8,000 subscribers. Here is to continually growing. Okay, and let me know in the comments down below what video you'd like to see from me next as well. All right, so thanks so much for watching, as I said, and as always, whatever you're doing, to love yourself, and I'll see you, babes, in my very next video. Bye. I'm here to do a I was about to tell you to do a full face. When I can feel a sneeze coming on. Whew, this video is gonna be so long. I am so hot. All right. I am very sleepy. Yes.